Oh, I just thought I'd get you on the record with that. What is it? One more time.
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong. Okay. Except when did Donkey Kong was out, of course.
Donkey Kong was very big.
Give me a few others because I did use "come" in another one already. Come on.
Um, Space Erectors.
Oh, that's good. Okay. There's a better word than erectors, though. Space
Throbbing Soldiers. Um,
erector.
like
can go with
I feel like
space erectors.
the less obvious ones are gonna work a lot better. Like if you're like I don't know, throbbing, whatever excitement, ex, uh, th- excitement gun, or I don't know,
Interstellar love gun.
pleasure missile, satellite of erotica. I can't think of this on the spot.
Okay,
Um,
the satellite I love. That's good. Good. Yeah.
satellite of love,
No, that's obvious because
lust,
that's.
satellite of lust.
I was
It's
just
just
thinking. Doesn't yeah, satellite I love is Mystery Science Theater, right?
yeah,
So
but
that
it's
would
also
be a
Lou Reed from
giveaway.
like 30 years earlier.
Oh, okay. Oh, right.
Um,
Satellite of Lust. That seems good.
is
Okay,
there
because
like
it's
Pleasure Zone? I mean,
what do we have for pleasure?
Pleasure Zone.
Actually, no, there's no pleasure zone. Well, you want satellite of lust or pleasure zone?
Pleasure Zone's better. I mean, we're trying to be tricky, right?
Yeah. Well, I should run my own bullshit ones past you again, which are different strokes.
That's good.
Revenge of the Nerd.
Centipenis.
Ooh, that's too obvious though.
It's too way too obvious.
It's a pity. It's a pity, Miss Titty.
Yeah, that could be one.
Come on, cum on.
Slut machine.
It seems like too dirty.
Yeah,
But
so pinballs. Yeah, there's some of it's just like that just sounds too much like a joke,
Okay.
which it
Anyway, that
is.
one's complete. I got to come up with one more JRPG, and then I need a few more film quotes, but that shouldn't be too hard to find. Except that
JRPG should be like egg existentia, the roving kingdom of.
oh, no, no, this one. Tell me if this game mechanic makes sense. It's the description for a JRPG that was on the Nintendo DS. There's the
Mm-hmm.
real one. There's my bullshit one, and for the rounds, I'm going to have one of them kind of step out and write the
Mm-hmm.
third one. So the person who writes the third one is not competing in that round. So
Okay.
so it's like everyone loses a chance to get 1 point, but they have the same handicap, right? So
All right.
yeah, so that's my idea. So there's only one bullshit one, right? I mean, there's two bullshit ones, but one's my
Yeah.
bullshit. So it's not like everyone's bullshit because I thought
That
that'd be too much.
sounds. I think that sounds a little bit convoluted, but I'm sure you know what you're talking about more than I do.
Right, right. But yeah, and I sent you those quotes last night, so I need a few more, but movie quotes, yeah.
Oh, movie quotes that aren't. You want the ones that aren't real?
No, are real from video game
Oh,
adaptation movies. So Double Dragon. Oh,
I ain't
sorry, should
even. Well, I mean,
you
there's always the if you want to throw a softball, there's like for you the day your village was burned down was the worst day of your life. For me, it was Tuesday.
Mhm.
Everybody loves that one.
Yeah. No, I think I sent some to you last night, didn't I? Your incompetence sticks
Yeah,
needles into the flesh of my honor. I'm going to lock
yeah,
myself
that
in a
was
motel
wild.
room with a bottle of tequila and three she-boys. And you shall know that the final day of reckoning will be at hand because on that, a tiny entertainer will be raped by 1,000 monkeys.
You should just go like plumb the uva bowl depths a little bit better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that's three quotes. One of them's Uwe, right? Apparently, he actually
There,
shows up in a few of his own movies, so I'll probably get
yeah.
like his own quote. So it's clearly from him, but they can't figure out like which one it is.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I mean, you could
But
always watch all of them.
oh yeah, that's a good idea.
I've never seen a single one of his movies.
I don't think I have either. So yeah, maybe they're
But
fantastic.
I mean, I saw the 9/11 joke from Postal, and it's a really good joke.
I think I still have the Andy Sidaris collection sitting around somewhere too. So
So do I. I got that. I got that for free somehow. I think someone just gave it to me because they won it in a raffle or something, and they already had it.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
I really need to. Yeah, I need to get on to watching all of those because it's literally like 20 movies and a goddamn 2-disc set. I don't know how they did it.
That's they all look like shit. That's how it happened.
I
You can
guess it
probably
just seems like you can't even I don't even understand how they compress them that much. But
you can probably watch them on fucking YouTube now.
yeah, but we did see Hard Ticket to Hawaii in the theater.
Oh, I don't think I did that. No, I didn't see that in the theater.
I
Sorry, I
mean,
didn't know.
I
I
mean,
didn't
it
know if
was
you meant.
recent.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you
I mean,
meant
it was
we
a
as in like we or as in the like
no, no,
the
sorry,
universal
me and
we.
my friends, some of
Yeah.
my friends.
No, the we could go both ways, right? We could go both
That's
ways.
true. We could go both ways. Not over the internet, though.
I guess we'll do this episode thing. Are you sorry, were you were summary guy on this? Because I didn't write one.
Oh, fuck, I've got trivia, but I don't have a summary.
Okay.
You want
You
to just
wanna
put it in later or something?
yeah, can you just do it, record it, send it my way, and I'll just patch it in?
Sure.
Sorry, this is your week, right? I take the next one, I think.
Oh, okay. Didn't really realize we were switching off, really. I mean, I
Oh,
have the trivia.
that's why I'm asking because I wasn't sure if that
Oh,
was clear or not, but that's what we've been doing so far.
n-
So I'll just
have
punch it
we?
in.
Have I
Yeah,
done a summary at all?
you did the second one. I did the first and the third.
Did I? I don't remember doing that. That's weird. I
Okay.
only remember doing trivia,
Mm.
but I guess my memory sucks. I don't
Anyway,
know.
like I said, I kind of expected you didn't because I didn't say anything about it. So
Oh well.
should be fine.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
unfortunately before we start I'm gonna have to probably take a few weeks off because I need to get a soundtrack done and I don't have as much time as I should have and I really want to get it out of the way.
Mhm.
So we'll just say that like after this one I'll just have to like let you know the next time I'm available.
Yeah, that's fine. Like, I haven't actually started putting them out yet because of your schedule. It's like
Yeah,
I mean, we can record the whole thing and then put it out. It doesn't really matter.
that's true.
Except that takes
Yeah.
up space on my computer, and I don't want that. So
Oh,
I'll probably get it
you can
cranked in
email
before
it to
too
me and
long.
I'll keep it on my computer.
Yeah, that is too convoluted. Okay. I can be intro guy though because I think you were intro guy last time. Were you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Imprisoned. It's an The Prisoner podcast with all the articles. Hi, I'm Matt Commages. I guess I'll throw my last name out on this one. I said that before. Mark Malik. Hi.
I'm number 69.
Yeehaw. Should that go with the cowboy squeal? I don't
Yep.
know. Okay, good. Today, how's your chess game?
I am decent. You know, I'm not going to make anybody feel bad with my chess playing, but um, you know, I'm okay.
Okay. Can you play chess with a rook?
I mean, the rook is always in chess, right?
Not when he gets off the chessboard. You have to deal with him as a person.
So, are you asking me, can I play chess if the rook came to life and then was running around?
Isn't that what happens in this episode of The Prisoner Checkmate?
I'm not entirely convinced that any chess is in this episode.
What? It's a game of the mind. It's like poker, right?
I think it's sort of like someone explained chess to someone and then they just had everyone on a board yelling at each other. But I think what they were going for is sort of how in Alice in Wonderland there are a bunch of cards, but there isn't really any card game happening.
Yeah,
It's just cards yelling at each other.
that did come to mind very quickly that there's a bit of an Alice in Wonderland vibe going on at that game at the beginning. Excuse me. I do know there's at some of the prisoner like get-togethers. What's the word I'm looking for? Not conference, convention. Excuse me. They do
Yeah, they do.
they reenact the chess game. Sorry, did I just steal some of your trivia?
Nope.
Okay, good.
I was agreeing with you.
Tell us the trivia that I did not steal then.
Okay, trivia that Matt did not steal. for the episode Checkmate. Don Chaffee is back to direct for the third time, including the pilot episode. He'll be back for one more episode after this one. This was the third episode produced. It was written by Gerald Kelsey. This is his only writing credit on The Prisoner. He had other TV writing credits for shows such as Steve Hunter, Trouble Merchant, and Mrs. Thursday. He would keep working in TV until 1986. The new number 2 is played by Peter Wyngarde. He was born to a French mother and English father who was a member of the British diplomatic service. He was already an accomplished actor by this point, having acted in films like Night of the Eagle and Ordeal by Fire. The Rook is played by Ronald Rad, a British TV veteran who starred in series such as The United States Steel Hour and films like Ordeal by Fire and Up Jumped a Swagman.
How many D's in that last name?
2.
Yay!
Wait. No, sorry, yeah. 3 D's total, but 2 in the last name.
Yeah. I just want to make sure it's, like Norin Rad, like the Silver Surfer, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Patricia Jessel plays the psychiatrist. She was born in Hong Kong, but is still British, obviously. Everyone's British in these shows, in this show. And she's an actress who starred in... Yes, everyone's British except for your hosts. She was an actress who starred in films such as The Flesh is Weak and Beware of Children. This was her next to last role. This is her next to last role as she passed away in 1968. Finally, the Queen was played by Rosalie Crutchley, a British actor who started out at the Liverpool Playhouse doing plays. She would later go on to act in And Now the Screaming Starts and Whoever Slew Auntie Roo. None of these guest stars will appear on The Prisoner again.
No, they all got imprisoned. That's the point of the show.
They were replaced.
That's right. Wyngarde, wasn't that one of the member of the Hellfire Club?
Probably. I mean, he really looks like Dracula.
Jason Wyngarde, that's it. He mind rapes Jean Grey. Yeah, that's in the comic books. That's the comic book version, right? Okay.
I don't think there was. Yeah.
But yeah. So this one we got. Oh yeah, I guess we'll do a quick summary. I'll pitch in my noise here. Boo. Okay, should be able to see that. And now the screaming begins. Okay. Sorry, that just seemed like a cue for you, Okay. So I did feel like this is the episode so far that certainly had like the most spy stuff. I guess that's a bit of a chess game.
This to me was the most nonsensical episode so far.
So for me, is that like spy stuff? Well, actually, I was thinking about that. I for me, I felt like the last one was a little more nonsensical because we didn't figure out what happened at the end, and then we both felt stupid because of it. Where this one, I at least followed it.
There is an ending. There is an ending that makes sense. There are things that happen that make sense, but overall, it's kind of confusing, and I'm not entirely clear on how he finds a lot of the guys that he's working with or what they're doing.
That's spy stuff, right?
Spy stuff.
Yeah.
It's just maybe it's just this modern thing where I feel like game metaphors don't usually work particularly well in fiction because what happens is it's either dumb, like, oh, well, it's just like checkers, I'll jump over the guy. It's like the metaphor is either paper thin or it's in this case where it's sort of like really convoluted and
what's everyone just, assuming they're right and being wrong about everything, because we have number 6 basically learning from the Rook like how to tell the prisoners and the guardians, the wardens apart, right?
This is true.
But then the Rook so he uses that method, but at the same time the Rook used that method with number 6 and surmised that he's a guardian or a warden and not a prisoner.
Yes, the Rook really kind of screwed everything up in this, but someone had to.
Oh yeah, that and the MK Ultra experiments, of course.
Mm-hmm. That was like the word association thing was very fun.
Oh yeah, yeah. That see, okay. If you want something that didn't make sense, it's that because they're like, oh, we figured out your weakness from word association. That
Well, it's like that seems to be sort of the MO with all the what do you call those the guardians? Is that what they're I don't know. The people in
the
charge
wardens.
extremely cocky and always just really into just being like, ah, he'll be fine, let him go. Someone's like, I want to remove his brain, and then someone else is like, no, it's fine.
Well, if someone says I want to remove his brain, being the voice of dissent doesn't seem like the worst thing.
Yeah, but I mean, how many people's brains have they removed by now? Probably like 100
Whose brain
or
do you want to
1,000.
remove?
Uh, I don't know. Maybe someone on the Supreme Court. I don't know.
Okay. Oh, you had to give me a real answer there. Okay.
Yes.
So, one thing I was noticing is, I guess, the loss of agency. The Rook, it's like his little MK Ultra experiment. He basically gets, I don't know, confused, fogged up a little bit. Whereas the lady, the queen, like in the Twilight Zone I just posted this week, is loses her agency, which is kind of creepy.
It's really interesting because we all know that Patrick McGowan insisted on no like love interests, so sometimes it really feels like he is really kind of getting off on that a love interest is kind of pursuing him and he just screams at them and gets tells them to get out.
Oh yeah, he's the worst towards her because he's like he's going sweet and sour, right? 30
It's
seconds
like
sweet, 30 seconds sour.
he's being honest, but he just seems super excited about being honest. I don't know.
Sometimes it's fun to know you're right.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of the vibes of when someone wants to get back to you and someone wants to get back with you and you're really not interested, and you're
Mm.
just kind of gonna be like, well, look who's back, except it's everyone.
Although I don't know how far her manufactured love went, because the one thing they were like, never take off the locket, and like as soon as he's like, take off the locket, she's like, sure.
I love how the locket just has a picture of him looking angry in it. It's so great.
That's the only picture they have, because it's not like he's under surveillance or anything.
Yeah, I love it. It's just yeah, it's like the more this series goes on, the more I just love him because he's having so much fun doing this.
Yeah. Well, I have a bizarre picture of my wife in my wallet, so she's making a
Hmm.
stupid face, not an angry face, but it is a strange picture. So, you know,
That's pretty
I, I,
cool.
I guess people do that. I
It's
don't think I'm on.
irreplaceable.
It is irreplaceable. It's on a Polaroid, I think. But yeah, yeah. I just thought that was funny because they like make it really clear that we keep the locket on, and that's just like instantly like, goodbye locket, don't care. Even they're like, oh well, it must not be working anymore. No, 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 she just gave it away.
That's another thing. Aside from just loving number six more and more, I love the just absolute scattershot insanity of everyone who runs this island. They're just like, I don't know, mind control locket, MK Ultra, word association. They're just throwing stuff out, and then they really don't seem to care, and then yet they keep winning. They're like
Yeah,
it's like watching someone a play a first person
game
shooter, and they're just like jumping off a cliff and killing someone with a shotgun
or a game
over
of
and over again.
chess with a
Yeah, it's
shotgun.
like they're playing a game of chess with a shotgun, like Shotgun King. You played that?
No, I haven't.
It's a new video game where
Oh,
instead
see, you said
you're
new video game. That's where we know I haven't
oh
played it.
well, it's basically you're a king and you're alone on a chessboard and you have to kill all the other chess pieces with a shotgun, but
But I
like turn based.
well, yeah, I mean that. So I mean, number six is sort of mood swings, intentional mood swings. We should add is his shotgun basically. You never know how he's going to respond to anything.
Yeah, he's trying to outflank them by being unpredictable and weird, even though he is sort of doing the same thing over and over again.
So he's stuck in a rut. I mean, he is stuck in a village, so that makes sense. But what they say in Sandy's trying the same thing over and over again. But and this week he's trying to build a radio.
That's true. Even though there was a radio, I mean, he got a radio. Was it last week or was it the week before last?
Yeah, but someone just
Or
gave him a radio and it didn't work, right?
that's true.
So now he's like, okay, well, I guess I need to build my own radio, and this dude might help me with it. But the dude was actually thinking that he was, doing a loyalty test or whatever.
That's true. And also, he wasn't talking to anybody except for people on the island already, or
Yeah.
village.
Well, yeah, you really can't trust anyone because hey, maybe he could have trusted the queen, but then she got her mind, bleeped. So
That's true.
previous to that, or maybe, well, I guess they're not like, like playing with the people in charge's minds. Who is in charge anyway? Who's in charge of the island, Mark?
Number one,
Who is number one?
you are number 6.
Right. Okay. There we go. That's how we think about this. Okay. It's just chess chat. It seems all right.
I'd love I do not remember if this happens in the series or not, but I'd love an explanation why number 2 is always different.
Because they suck at their job or they get promoted. It's one of those two. I think it depends on the episode you're watching.
Is it just a middle management metaphor?
I think so. Does this guy? Oh, so let's talk about Peter Wendigard. Does he get promoted?
No, he just sort of, well, he does chop some boards in a karate gi.
That's true. I mean, yeah, but he actually his game plays out right, pretty much just how he was planning. So
yeah, maybe he's number 1 after this.
Other because it was it last again. It was last week or 2 weeks ago where number 2 actually gets replaced before the end of the episode because they suck so much.
That was, I think, 2 episodes
ago.
I don't even think it was because they sucked. I think it was just like, I think they were just like, I have to go back to the home country. You take over number 58.
Oh, well, okay. That's what's happening then. So everyone gets a chance to be number 2 except for Homer Simpson.
That's true.
The carbon rod gets to be number 2, but not Homer Simpson, right?
That's true. The carbon rod is going to be number 2 before the end of the series.
That'd be a cool episode. Yeah.
It'd be great if number 2 was like a panda or something. Just a tree.
Hey, we still have what, like 12 or so episodes to go. So maybe a tree will be a number 2 before we get to the end of this.
It's just number 6 screaming at a tree.
That'd be great. I mean, he does that. He kind of does that in every episode. He screams at the trees anyway. So, so actually, it might not be that different. Might not be that great. I don't know.
I guess we'll either never know or we will know.
Let's see. Sometimes you got to break the game. That's how you win Pac-Man. That's a good point. I really don't get why 6 really was like so not infatuated, but why he was so willing to follow the Rook, because he seemed pretty addle-brained the entire time, especially after
Well, maybe it's one of those things where that's just what he is trying this week, is to trust somebody.
Maybe he's like, I'm just bored. What am I going to do today? I mean, what's the worst fate that happens? With the end of this episode, he gets smothered by Rover again.
Yeah, I mean, and he's still alive. Clearly,
right?
They've sort of demonstrated they're not going to kill him, so that's not a great recipe for having a guy not escape. Even though that might just be part of it.
If he tells them why he resigned, do they kill him then?
Not sure.
or do they lobotomize him then, or what? Because I mean, it doesn't really seem you've already like disappeared someone from like the legit world, right? Because even a prisoner in the more realistic, well, or this could be the realistic sense of the word, but generally, people are like, oh, this guy, he's in prison, right? He's in that one over there with all the bars and tall walls and stuff, where this guy's just falling off the face of the earth,
Well, we don't normally imprison people to get information from them. We normally imprison people to force them to pay money into the system.
Yeah. Well, you got something like Guantanamo Bay, right?
Or labor.
They claim they're trying to get information. So this is kind of like Guantanamo Bay, except that like nobody knows about it.
Wow, you think Guantanamo Bay, they give everybody a number and they like confuse everybody into do MK Ultra stuff and then have a giant ball that smothers them.
They probably have all that. Yeah, they just don't publicize it.
You think is Rover a metaphor for waterboarding?
Was that a thing in the 60s?
I don't.
I,
I mean,
I mean, I'm sure someone knew the technique.
I'm betting that waterboarding is probably older than, I don't know, as old as cloth.
Most of the
Like,
medieval torture devices were actually like someone made it to say like the other guy is using this.
I hope I don't get in trouble for looking this up on the internet, but it goes back. The
You
term
didn't.
waterboard torture appeared in press reports as early as 1976. So it's like
Okay.
a 60s thing, I think.
Yeah, yeah, but 76. So yeah, this is
Oh,
before that.
Spanish Inquisition used it.
Mm,
So yeah, it's old. It's real
okay.
old.
I mean, I'm sure people. Well, I know people have done horrible things to other people, but some of them were like propaganda sort of stuff.
I mean, back in the day, there was like what the Iron Pair or whatever.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That sort of thing. I'm not sure that was actually used. I think that was actually like one king saying, "Hey, this other king's using this. He's so evil. Let's take him out."
Yeah, that
And then
makes
there were. I
sense.
mean, then you got someone like with Vlad the Impaler that probably did want to use the Iron Pair. So
I bet Vlad the Impaler. I mean, I don't know. Vlad the Impaler was probably the most exaggerated person in the history of the world because he probably impaled like a couple of dudes. I'm just guessing, maybe not.
maybe, yeah. Hey, if it's a couple thousand, you'd be, yeah. I do know that I believe Prince Charles now owns his castle.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you imagine if like maybe like 5,000 years from now people like dress like Donald Trump on Halloween and like everyone thought that he'd like ate a bunch of babies or something? It's like a
Like
universal
Moloch.
monster. Yeah,
Trump will be Moloch someday. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, anybody could be Moloch.
that is true.
You just have to, like make an impression.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's like I guess unfortunately we have all these like computers that record facts and things, but maybe it all gets wiped somehow.
What's this? There's the Flannery O'Connell short story where there's the war hero, but he's in the hospital and he turns out to be a complete prick. So they just end up like pushing him out the window.
I've never read that, but that sounds great. That
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
delightful.
Yeah. They're like, because he's already in all the newspapers, so he's about to make his like media tour, and like, oh God, we can't have this guy like represent us as a country.
I feel like that would make a good Twilight Zone episode, but possibly it's too mean to be a Twilight Zone episode.
It might be one somewhere. So
Yeah, might be.
I mean, that's the sort of thing that happens on this show as well, so it makes sense.
For sure.
Is this the most? I guess I like to bring up what is the mind game in this particular episode, right? So
Chess.
well, yeah, okay, mind chess, but I feel like we're well. Actually, I'm not sure. I was supposed to say, is this the
No.
most MK Ultra we've gotten in an episode? But I'm like, oh, the last one pretty much went there too. So I guess every episode does that. I guess that's why I like the show.
Yeah, it's really fun. I mean, I don't feel like they did a whole lot to number 6 on this, but a
No,
lot of
he
peripheral
actually
people.
he was like legit spying in this episode, doing spy stuff. Like he punched some dude in the crotch, I think.
Yeah, he definitely fought some people. There were probably like 3 or 4 different chase music
Oh yeah,
scenes.
that was fun, of course. That's
Mm.
yeah. I saw at work we have the staircase that has kids want to jump down it, so we put like paper cranes there so they wouldn't do it, but they eventually went. And yesterday I just told a kid to stop doing that, jumping downstairs, and then I'm at the computer and out of the corner of my eye I see him like land on the corner of the staircase like on his crotch. So that was my reaction, but then it turned out he was like crying for 2 hours, so I guess it hurt. He might have castrated himself.
Well, kids
But
heal fast, even
that's
their
true.
balls.
Yes. And I was like, dude, I told you not to do that 3 seconds ago, man. So it's hard to feel that. Sorry.
Mm.
I literally just told you not to do that. Okay. But yeah. So but anyway, I did because that happened like a day or two ago, I just noticed that he punched someone in the crotch.
Just crotch on the mind.
Plan
Or
brute
crotch
force.
hurt. Crotch pain on the mind.
I do like you just okay, let's try some brute force for a while now, enough of this subterfuge, I guess. So is that the thing? Did they want him to just like get punchy and see how it goes? Because
I
he
think they
punches everyone,
just,
gets on the raft, and then punches everyone on the boat, right? So
if they want to erode his faith in general, then it's like probably good just let him get a team together and then watch it fail horribly.
if I ever lose my faith in stank.
It's like imagine you play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and at the end then all the turtles are like not turtles with you anymore and then Shredder's like they're my friends now because they think that you're not a turtle.
What was I playing as? A fifth turtle?
Yes.
What's that turtle's name?
Probably a frog or something or a rat.
Like a battle toad?
There's yeah. I mean there's that series, I think especially the TV series, but probably the comic too, where they're just like, what else can we have that's a mutant that's gross? Gecko? Sure.
Is a gecko gross? I feel like
Alligator? I mean scaly, whatever.
maybe
Green
okay,
scaly
scaly and
things.
green. There you go. That's cool. Because I was
Slimy
like,
scaly things.
I mean, a turtle's not really gross, is it?
Like they don't usually do like cats or whatever.
Yeah, a
Or
turtle's different than a cat. I definitely I think I know that.
yeah,
Cats
but
and
I don't think
turtles.
there was like a cat in that series, right? Am I gonna like have to Google list of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles characters?
Um, let's see. We had the brain. Krang was it? Krang,
Yeah,
the brain and the robot. Yeah. No. There's that one. There's that hockey player guy.
I'm looking at the Google search, and the art for the characters is really all over the place. Like, there's
What-
CGI Michelangelo. Krang is like a weird robot thing. Shredder is the picture of Shredder from the cartoon. And then like the Irma picture is kind of looks like sexy fan art, I'm pretty sure. And there's okay, Genghis Frog, which looks not only is it from the animated series, but it's incredibly poorly drawn.
no cats.
There's a robot cop. I guess it's like RoboCop, but it's not called RoboCop.
The robot cop. Right. Okay.
It's called Rex One, but it's obviously a robot cop.
They need a rover.
Lord Drag. I don't know what the hell that even is.
I seem
It's
to
like
have
a
like
cicada.
faint memories of these action figures because that was the whole point, right?
Looks awful. Whatever it is. It looks really crappy and it looks the ultimate opponent and main antagonist of the 1987 animated series. So that means they just came up with this guy when they just totally ran out of ideas after 10 years probably.
It's too bad the prisoner didn't get to have like marketing. They could have made like a village play set with a number six with the number six figure and
You just
and a
like
few villagers
supply your own ball.
and it's one of those subscription services. So every 2 weeks they send you a new number two and you have to replace your number two or the whole thing explodes.
Oh, that sounds like you shouldn't give anyone that idea because that's a great idea.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know how to fashion action figures, so that can be someone's idea, I guess.
I
um.
search for the prisoner action figure and immediately says Kickstarter after it. So,
Okay.
do. Oh,
This
that's very recent too.
is.
August of last year.
Are they going to send you a new number two every 2 weeks?
Oh my God. You have to look this up. It's literally, Rover is literally a white hacky sack.
All right. I feel like
Oh.
Rover should be made of rubber.
Oh, they did it though. They did it. They backed it. It came it came to life. They
Okay.
$210,000 of $20,000 goal.
Okay. Well, does it have a play set then?
Well, it looks like what you've got is number 6 first edition, number 6 arrival, number 6 beach escape, number 6 checkmate. Oh, he's wearing the that blue and red outfit, which made it really difficult to tell who's chess pieces.
Ah, yes,
And
I
then
have it up now.
you can get 4 number 6s, and then you can get a rover. Well, you can get a rover that you can put the number 6 into the rover. Whoa. Looks like it's mostly a bunch of number 6s.
Oh, yeah, probably six. Is it
Oh,
six?
there's some other guy. There's some other guys.
They make Rook. I'm sure everyone wants him as an action figure.
You can get a shirt that has a number 6 on it.
I
And
could
like
just I could just take a T-shirt and just take a marker and put six on it. I'm covered.
Kickstarters are so horrible to read because you're just scrolling through
Like
tons and
lots of
tons and tons and
random
tons.
ideas.
Yeah, tons of paragraphs and things. Well, I don't know.
Okay.
Hell
Um,
yeah, internet. Good job.
oh, just my last thought on this particular episode, when he does start testing out his ways to his tells for if people are actual prisoners or not. My note at first I was like, he's starting a career in micromanagement. That was like my first thought.
There is so many workplace metaphors in this show. It's hard to even kind of air
and I
them all
just
out.
and I just want to talk just for a second about the number two's control room, just one more time, because
Hmm?
I think I might have mentioned the lava lamp before. I love the lava lamp imagery when they're not, actively watching something. Star Trek should have done it that way, where the Enterprise's view screen just shows, a lava lamp when they're not actively doing space stuff. And then what those dudes that just keep twirling in those cockpits or whatever, do they get dizzy?
I don't know. I'm not even sure how that stuff works. It looks like they just
It looks like they're just spinning them.
retrofitted a planetarium with like some construction equipment. But
Why are
yeah, it
those
looks like
guys spinning? Is that one of their like
they're
MK Ultra experiments?
I think that's just they're all looking at different screens that we can't see or something because they just
Yeah, but if
can't
you're twirling
do
at
that
that
much.
speed, you can't really focus on any of it, and then you get nauseous.
I don't know.
Okay, anyway,
Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe they're all being brainwashed by somebody by number one. Maybe number
some
one is like screwing with them.
yeah. Well, that's what you do when you're number one. Number one screws with everybody, right?
Yeah, he keeps switching number twos out and spinning everybody.
Do you want to throw a final thought on this particular episodic episode? That wasn't a good way to put it
It
out.
made me feel like I don't understand chess. I don't know if that's my problem or the episode's problem.
Wait. Well, you said that you were reasonable at chess.
Yeah, this felt like there were a bunch of
I do
people all
know.
doing things at once, and people are yelling. I'm talking about specifically the human chess scene. It's like I don't think you could really make a good television out of an actual chess game that's played at the pace of a normal chess game. It was just like it felt like all the pieces were just kind of yelling at each other and doing a bunch of stuff.
Well, there were the two guys with megaphones actually yelling at everyone, right? They were just real fast
Yeah,
because they were geniuses.
yeah. So maybe I'm just not as smart as those guys.
Yeah, that's the thing. But I do know that if you just put a pawn back on the board, that is not a checkmate. But whatever.
Yeah, that was a weird ending, but it was really fun.
Yeah, I feel like there should have been a move on the board to make a checkmate, but then that would have been too
Well,
oblique. So yeah.
I think the point of that maybe the point of that shot was just we're resetting the board. We're putting everyone back on the board. It's like
Yeah.
it's like setting the board up for the next whatever game, the
See, a
next
lot
checkmate.
again, like original Star Trek, right? They like hit the reset button, and next episode, everyone's gumbified, right? They don't remember anything from the
Hmm.
week before. Whereas this one, it's like, hey, everyone, look, we're hitting the reset button. Reset button hit. They make it real clear and obvious that they're hitting that button each week.
That's it. I mean, that's part of how they can show all the episodes in a million different orders,
Yes.
which there's nothing wrong with that. I think I don't know
No,
about you, but I
no, it's
am
like they're
feeling a lot
taunting you
of
with it a little bit, you know?
I'm feeling a lot of serialization fatigue. So if they're gonna do this in an artful way, I'd probably rather watch that than um than have like have to remember a bunch of things because that's kind of a thing that I resent about Daniel Craig James Bond is that
It's
I
been
missed
5
one of
years, and you
them.
need, yeah.
I missed one of them, and Mission Impossible movies are doing this now too, where it's like someone talks about something that happened to their wife or something. I'm just like, what? I don't remember that at all.
So yeah, okay, I can see that. But yeah, I think this one works because it's episodic, but the serialization's kind of like the ramping up of intensity, you know?
Mm-hmm. It's like you, I guess it would be like if you separated Groundhog Day out into out into a series, which I think has been done at this point. Isn't that
Has
how
it?
Russian Doll is?
Oh, I don't know. There's so many shows I haven't seen. So
I don't know if Russian Doll does a specific one reboot per episode, but it is, I believe, a Groundhog Day scenario.
okay, I'll
But
trust you on that because I
haven't
just
seen
don't
it.
know. But yeah,
But
I
you know,
think that's where
this is like the kind of thing, but it's like before anybody did anything that high concept, but it feels like it's kind of scratching at it.
I think that's why there's so much like debate on the order of the episodes because it basically
Mhm.
comes down to no, this one's more intense, so it needs to come later.
Well, and people were like, he says I'm new here, so people take that as evidence that it's like the first or second episode, but I think he's said I'm new here kind of a
Mhm.
lot at this point. And he
Well,
probably, I mean, you know, if it's only how many episodes? 16?
yeah, I mean, this is maybe episode. It's episode 4 as we're covering it, so maybe he's only been here like a couple months at most. You know, you can still
But
say
it
you're
also
new.
could be episode 11.
Yes, that's
That is
true.
one of the placements.
Well, that's where I bring up the intensity thing because this one is rather intense. So I could see people being like, no, it needs to be later in the series because it's more intense.
I hope that before the end of the series, we get one where he's just screaming like a lot,
I'm,
like
I'm
just constant screaming.
yeah, I'm pretty. It's been a while since I've got. That's why we're doing this podcast. But I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure I think we get that. Yeah. So anyway, um, since I'm following the DVDs that are in my hand, next time will
Mhm.
be the Chimes of Big Ben, which is more convoluted because there's two different versions of that episode.
Do you think anybody's listening to this podcast out of order because they want to listen to the podcast in the order of the, the episodes that they prefer watching?
Hey, if they're all posted when someone's listening and that's how they want to do it, go for it. I think you and I are both trying to keep these relatively non-time sealed, you know? Like we're
Except for
not
all my trivia is like totally time. Oh well.
no, it's not. I mean it's
Eh,
like we're not referencing too many current events, right? With the idea that, you
that's
know,
true.
so you could listen to these. I think so. If anyone is like, oh no, I'm going to listen to my order, sure, go ahead. If you're listening, that's great. Please do. Um, other podcasts
Yeah.
we do
Good.
are. I'm doing the plug now, unless you had something else to say.
I was gonna say good luck making a playlist of podcasts that makes sense into your podcast app because they're all garbage.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
all.
So here's where you hit that 30-second advance if you don't want to hear me plug again, because you go to Patreon, Podcastius, where we have Matt and Luke's Sci-Fi Sanctuary. We talk about science fiction films. Time Enough Podcast, where you talk about the Twilight Zone. There's a game show, which is a game about game shows where you game the game shows, but you don't game the game.
It's a game about
Luke,
game shows. I
Luke,
mean, game
Luke.
show about games. Show about game shows.
Ah,
Show
Luke
about
loves
game.
Pokemon, Monster Hunters. Lots of stuff. There's stuff. Support us. Pay for a Zoom if you want. That'd be cool.
Yep.
Okay. You'll get episodes early. That's your perk. So
Yeah, and you get to hear us say embarrassing things that are recorded.
King 9 will not return. Wait, no, that's not chess.
No, none of number two won't return. No, none of these
Number
guys.
2 will not
Rook will
return.
not be
Queen
back.
will return. Nobody will be back except for Screaming
Nobody,
Guy.
except for the butler and number 6. That's it.
Right. Isaac cut it there.
Yep.
I'm a
Okay.
cut.
I was like, that wasn't really an ending, except for we just said nobody be back.
But there'll be music, right? There'll be a jam. Sick jam.
Dun.
Mm,